Why do you believe that feeling is a reaction to your world? What if I told you that your world is a reaction to your feeling? You have been taught to see before you believe, to wait for proof before you allow yourself joy, to chase after the life you want as if it exists somewhere outside of you. That is the great sleep. And today, you awaken. The secret is not in what you do, what you say, or what you strive for. The secret is in what you can feel as real within your own consciousness. In the next few minutes, you will not learn a technique. You will remember a power so profound it shapes worlds. By the end of this message, you will understand that you are not here to chase reality. You are here to create it. You've been taught to chase, to struggle, to seek proof before you allow yourself to believe. But that is the great inversion of the law. The secret, the only secret, is that creation is finished. It is done. Your desire is not something you must build from scratch. It is a reality you select. And the instrument of selection is not your hands, not your effort, but your feeling. The world you inhabit this very moment, every person, every circumstance, is nothing more than the physical form of your past assumptions. It is a shadow of the dominant feelings you have entertained within your own consciousness. You are not a victim of your reality. You are its silent and often unknowing author. The power to write a new story doesn't lie in changing the external world, but in daring to assume the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. This is the only operant power. This is the beginning of all miracles. You must feel it first. Believe it without evidence. That feeling, that inner conviction, is the substance of things not yet seen. But this isn't about mere positive thinking. This is far deeper. An assumption is not a fleeting wish or a hopeful prayer sent out into the void. It is a quiet, profound acceptance of a state of being. It's an inner declaration of what is now true for you. I am that, I have that, it is done. Your consciousness, your I amness, is the only reality, and it responds not to your pleas, but to your claims. What are you claiming for yourself right now? Look around you. That is your answer. Your dominant feelings are the magnetic force arranging the particles of your world into the patterns you experience. If you feel lack, you are assuming the state of lack, and the world must faithfully mirror that back to you. To change the reflection, you cannot fight the mirror. You must change the state from which you are looking. You must dare to feel wealthy while your pockets are empty. You must feel loved while you feel alone. This is not delusion. This is creation. Here is what changes everything. The feeling is the substance itself. It is not just a catalyst. It is the very stuff of creation. When you truly feel the reality of your desire, you have impressed your subconscious mind with a new truth. That inner world, the vast unseen realm within you, is the workshop of God. And it only understands one language, the language of feeling. Words are empty unless they are clothed in the emotion of their fulfillment. You can repeat affirmations for years, but if you do not feel the truth of them, you are only speaking into the wind. Your subconscious mind accepts as true that which you feel to be true. And once it accepts a thing, it begins to orchestrate its manifestation in ways you cannot even conceive. This is why struggle is unnecessary. Effort is a sign of conflict between what you want and what you feel you are. The moment you embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the struggle ceases. You are no longer trying to get it. You are living from it. Now go deeper. Imagination is the source of it all. Everything you can touch, see, or experience in this physical world was first an imagined act, a thought, a feeling, a state. The chair you're sitting in, the room you're in, the life you're living. It all began in the unseen. Your imagination is not a tool for escapism. It is the very womb of reality. The reality you are now living is a direct harvest of what you have imagined and accepted as true in your past. There is no escaping this law. So if you wish to change your external world, you must first become a master of your inner world. You must stop reacting to the shadows on the wall and start controlling the light that casts them. Where are you living in your imagination? Are you replaying old hurts, imagining future failures, or are you dwelling in the state of your desire fulfilled? Your imagination is your creative power, and it is always active, always creating your tomorrows from the states you occupy today. This is why you must understand. Your current reality is not the final word. It is an echo. It is an old selection solidifying before your very eyes. The power lies not in fighting this echo, but in making a new selection right now, from within. You are a selector of realities, choosing from an infinite array of possibilities that exist only in your imagination. The act of choosing is the act of assuming the feeling. When you claim a new state, when you feel its reality, you have moved into a different world, vibrationally. The physical world will then begin to reshape itself to match this new inner truth. It has no choice. You are not creating something from nothing. You are simply becoming aware of a reality that already exists. You already are everything you desire to be. The feeling is the key that unlocks the door to that version of you. It's not about seeing it to believe it. It's about believing it, feeling it until you see it. So you desire a new reality, a reality of love, of success, of vibrant health. You have been told to work for it, to chase it. But the chase itself implies absence. The very act of seeking reinforces the state of not having. The true path is a shift, an internal, invisible shift in your state of consciousness. To have what you desire, you must first be the person who has it. You must accept your desire as an already fulfilled fact, not in the future, but right now. This acceptance must be total, without resistance, without the lingering doubt that whispers, "But where is it?" Your current state is a cage built from your old beliefs and feelings. To manifest something new, you don't break the cage. You simply realize you were never in it. You select a new state, a new I am, and you occupy it. You walk out of the old reality and into the new one, and you do it all from within your own wonderful human imagination. Here is the key to that inner door. The most potent time to shift your state is in that mystical interval just before sleep. That drowsy, lucid state where the world of the senses begins to fade, and the conscious mind loosens its grip. In this state, your reason, your doubts, your fears, they all fall silent. You are pure consciousness, open and receptive. This is the moment your subconscious mind is most accessible, ready to receive your instructions. This is not about prayer in the traditional sense. It is about command. You are not asking a distant God for a favor. You are impressing upon your own deeper mind, the only God there is, the reality you have chosen. You will enter this state not to visualize your desire as something far off, but to experience it as something happening now. You will feel yourself into the situation of your answered prayer. This is the sacred gateway, the portal between worlds. And in this drowsy state, what do? You don't just see a picture in your mind, no. You must live the desired life. You construct a scene, a simple, short event that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If you seek success, you don't visualize the struggle to get there. You feel the firm handshake of a congratulatory moment. You hear the words, "Well done." If you seek love, you feel the comforting weight of a wedding ring on your finger. You feel the warmth of a loving presence beside you. You make it real. You loop this short, feeling intense scene over and over, until it takes on the tones of reality. The key is not the clarity of the image, but the intensity of the feeling. How would it feel if it were true right now? Capture that emotion. That is the creative act. You are rehearsing your new reality in the workshop of God. You hold on to that feeling. You marinate in it. You persist in that assumption until it feels completely natural. What does naturalness mean? It means the absence of desire, for you cannot desire what you already have. The feeling shifts from one of hopeful longing to one of quiet, knowing possession. It becomes your new normal, your default state. This is the point of release. You don't force it. You simply reach a state of satisfaction, a mental Sabbath, where the work is done. You have successfully impregnated your subconscious mind. And once that seed is planted, you let it be. You fall asleep drenched in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You have done all that is required of you. You have performed the only creative act there is. The feeling of naturalness is the sign that your assumption has hardened into fact within the unseen world. Now you walk by faith. Faith is loyalty to your unseen reality. As you move through your day, the world of your senses will try to deny your new state. It will show you the old shadows, the echoes of your past beliefs. This is the test. You must remain detached from these appearances. They are temporary, and they are already dead. Like the light from a distant star that is already burned out. You refuse to be controlled by the illusion of lack or failure. You choose your inner state over any and all external circumstances. You walk in the persistent, quiet confidence that the world must and is conforming to your inner truth. Your persistence in the feeling of your wish fulfilled is the unstoppable force that will cause your imagination to manifest, to harden into fact. You don't hope it will happen. You know it is already done. You have been conditioned to believe that success is born of struggle, that creation requires immense effort and forceful action in the external world. This is the greatest illusion. External actions are secondary, the bridges of incident that appear only after the real creative work is done. The primary tool, the very substance of success, is your own consciousness. It is your power to know, to assume, and most importantly, to feel your desire as an already fulfilled reality. Effort is a symptom of inner conflict. Struggle is a sign that you are trying to create from a state of lack. When you truly assume the state of your wish fulfilled, there is no strain. There is only a calm, deep knowing. You are not pushing against the current of reality. You are being the reality you have chosen, and the world effortlessly rearranges itself around this new center of being that is you. The feeling is the secret, because the feeling is the substance. But why is feeling so powerful? Why is it the master key? Because the subconscious mind, the womb of creation, does not think in words or logic. It is entirely subjective. It responds only to emotion and conviction. It is the soil, and your feelings are the seeds. You can shout at the soil, you can reason with it, but it will only grow what you plant. When you clothe an idea in the feeling of its reality, you have planted a seed. Your subconscious mind does not question whether the feeling is based on external fact or an act of your imagination. It accepts what you feel as true, and immediately begins the process of objectifying it in your world. This is the divine law. Your conviction, your deeply felt assumption, is a command that your deeper mind must obey. It has no choice but to project your inner state onto the screen of space. Here is where so many are led astray. They try to force a new reality while still living emotionally in the old one. They affirm abundance while feeling the sting of lack. They visualize love while feeling the ache of loneliness. This creates a contradiction, an internal war that prevents manifestation. You cannot serve two masters. Your subconscious will always give form to your dominant feeling. If you feel lack more than you feel abundance, lack will prevail. This is not a punishment. It is the law working with perfect impersonal precision. To manifest change, you must change your feeling state first. You must dare to feel the joy, the security, the relief of your desire fulfilled, even when the world of your senses screams the opposite. You must withdraw your emotional energy from the problem and invest it entirely in the feeling of the solution. Now go deeper. Feeling is not just a catalyst for creation. It is the very substance of it. It is the raw material from which worlds are formed. Your consciousness, your awareness of being is the one and only reality. The state you are in, the feeling you embody is the form that this reality takes. Therefore, when you change your feeling, you are not just sending a signal to some external power. You are changing the very substance of your reality from within. You are altering the creative stuff of the universe, which is your own I am. To feel wealthy is to be wealth. To feel loved is to be love. The external world is merely a delayed mirror, reflecting the state you have assumed. Do not wait for the mirror to change first. Embody the state you desire so fully, so consistently that the feeling becomes your new nature. That is when the shadow world has no choice but to conform. This is the power you hold. The ability to generate feeling is the ability to shape reality. But where does this feeling originate? It is born in the workshop of creation, the foundation of your entire world. It is conceived in your own wonderful human imagination. An imagined act, a thought, remains powerless, a mere fantasy, until it is animated by feeling. It is the feeling that breathes life into the image. When you imagine a scene and infuse it with the emotion of its fulfillment, you are not just daydreaming. You are performing the sacred creative act. You are building your future in the only place it can be built, within yourself. Your imagination is the blueprint, but your feeling is the builder. It is the living energy that transforms an unseen pattern into a physical fact. To control your feelings, you must first learn to control the activity of your imagination. Listen closely. You have been taught to think of imagination as a faculty for fantasy, a tool for idle daydreams and childish make-believe. This is the greatest deception ever told. Your imagination is not a sideshow to reality. It is the very foundation of it. It is the workshop of God. Everything you perceive in your physical world, without exception, first had to exist in the unseen realm of your thought. It was first an imaginal act. This is not a philosophy. It is a law. The chair you sit in, the money in your bank, the relationships you have, all were born from a pattern held in consciousness. The seen world is but a shadow cast by the unseen. To attempt to change circumstances by manipulating the external is like trying to change your reflection by striking the mirror. The change must happen in the one place where reality is fluid and obedient, your own imagination. The life you are living today, right now, is the direct and unavoidable result of what you have imagined and accepted as true in the past. There are no accidents. There is no fate. There is only the outpicturing of your own imaginal activity. Whether you have imagined consciously or, as most do, unconsciously, the law is the same. You have been imagining states of lack, of fear, of limitation, and your world has faithfully brought them to life. But this is not a condemnation. It is your liberation. For if you are the sole author of your misfortune, you can also be the sole author of your triumph. The power that created your current circumstances is the same power that can uncreate them and create something new. That power is not outside of you. It is your own wonderful human imagination. You must awaken to this awesome power and begin to use it deliberately, consciously, and lovingly for yourself. To change your external world, therefore, you must first change what you imagine and feel to be real. You must turn your attention away from the facts of your current reality, which are only old imaginings that have hardened, and you must focus it upon the reality you desire to experience. You must become an inhabitant of your desired world. This is done not by fighting the old thoughts, but by replacing them. Where are you living in your imagination? Are you replaying arguments, anticipating failure, and dwelling on lack? Or are you walking through the rooms of your fulfilled desire, feeling the thrill of its reality? You must choose this day where you will live. Your imagination is the only place you can go to change your future, because it is the only place where your future is being created. Your inner world is the cause. The outer world is only the effect. But there is a profound difference between idle daydreaming and the creative act of imagining. A daydream is a passive observation, a fantasy you watch from a distance. A creative imaginal act is a first-person immersion. You are not watching a film. You are the actor in it. You must enter the scene. You must feel what you would feel if it were true. You must hear what you would hear. You must perform the actions that imply your wish is already a fact. When you do this, when you saturate the imagined scene with the feeling of reality, you are no longer just thinking of your desire. You are thinking from your desire. This is the shift that changes everything. This is the exercise of your operant power. You are not hoping for a future event. You are participating in a present reality within your own consciousness. This, then, is your true work. To withdraw from the world of shadows that your senses report, and to enter the world of substance, which is your imagination. You must persist in this inner act until the imagined state feels more real than your physical reality. You must become so loyal to this unseen world that you begin to feel the naturalness of it. This is not about escaping reality. It is about creating it. You must stop feeding your attention to the problems and start living in the solution. Dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Walk as though you are the person you want to be. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of it now. This inner persistence is the key. But what happens when you open your eyes and the world still seems unchanged? This is the final test of faith. This is where you learn to walk not by sight but by feeling. After you have performed the creative act in your imagination, after you have felt the reality of your wish fulfilled, you will open your eyes to a world that may seem utterly unchanged. This is the moment of truth. This is where your faith is tested. The world your senses perceive is a shadow of the past. It is an echo of your former state of consciousness, and it has no real power over you unless you give it power. You must remain faithful to your inner vision. You must persist in your new assumption, regardless of what the outer world shows you. Circumstances are temporary appearances, fleeting illusions that are already beginning to dissolve in the face of your new inner reality. Do not be moved by them. Your loyalty must be to the unseen, to the state you have claimed. This unwavering persistence is the fire that forges your desire into physical fact. What then is detachment? It does not mean emotional coldness or a lack of care. Detachment is the refusal to be hypnotized by the illusion of lack or failure. It is the conscious choice to value your inner state above all external circumstances. When confronted with evidence that denies your assumption, you do not fight it. You do not argue with it. You simply withdraw your attention and return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You are in this world, but you are not of it. Your true home is the state you have chosen within your imagination. Detachment means you are no longer a slave to your senses, no longer reacting to the shadows on the wall. You are the master of your inner world, and you know with a deep and quiet certainty that the outer world must and will conform to the reality you have decreed from within. Persistence is not a struggle. It is not a frantic, anxious repetition of a technique. It is a calm, steady return to your center. It is a quiet loyalty to your unseen reality. Whenever your mind wanders into doubt, whenever fear creeps in, you gently guide it back. You return to the feeling. You remember the truth, it is already done. You make the feeling of your wish fulfilled your dwelling place, your constant companion. This persistent, dominant feeling is the irresistible force that impresses your subconscious mind. It is this sustained assumption that builds the pressure needed to objectify your desire. You are not trying to make it happen. You are simply resting in the knowledge that it has already happened. This calm, persistent knowing is the most powerful creative force in the universe. It is the faith that moves mountains. And through this persistence, your imagination will harden into fact. Your sustained feeling, your unwavering assumption, saturates your consciousness until it overflows into your physical world. A bridge of incidents, a series of events you could never have planned will begin to appear. People will say and do things that perfectly align with the fulfillment of your desire. Doors will open. Seemingly unrelated events will conspire to bring you to your destination. This is not a miracle in the sense of a violation of natural law. It is the natural law itself, working perfectly. Your inner world is the blueprint, and the physical world is the builder, faithfully constructing the form of your sustained belief. Your desire will not come to you. It will come from you. It will emerge from the very state you have so faithfully occupied. So you must walk in this world as the person you desire to be. You are not waiting for it, hoping for it, or trying to attract it. You are it now. You must live from the end, from the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Deny the evidence of your senses and hold fast to the truth of your inner vision. This is the path from assumption to reality, from imagination to manifestation. Your unwavering faith in your unseen reality is the only condition required. Do not look for signs. Do not waver. Do not doubt. Know that what you have done in imagination is a finished act. Live from this knowing, and watch as the world transforms before your very eyes, not by your effort, but by the grace of your own consciousness, which is God. You are not manifesting. You are simply allowing what is already true in the unseen to become visible. Stop waiting. Stop watching. The world outside is a shadow. You are not manifesting a future. You are remembering a reality that is already yours. The only question left is, what will you feel is true right now? Let me know in the comments what reality you have just chosen. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is only the beginning of your remembering. And if this has awakened the Creator within you, your next revelation is waiting. Click the video on your screen now and go deeper.